Okay, so let me just show you what I got going on here so far. Right now, I have a head of cauliflower and it's sitting in some boiling water, and you want this to get cooked so it's nice and soft because we're gonna be making mashed cauliflower. And here I have like a really interesting combination of ingredients going on. I don't really know what to make of it quite yet. But at first I wanted to make a gremolata, and I looked in my fridge and I have not quite the right ingredients. So this is kind of similar to a remoulade, but there's no mayonnaise in it. So it's gonna be a lot of like salty and sour and fresh flavors. So in this bowl, it's just one mini gherkin pickle. And there's also about, these are like little pieces of green tomatoes. So there's about 6 Spanish green tomatoes that are just like finely diced. And then also about 2 tablespoons of a combination of finely chopped mint and fresh parsley. And then in here, I have 1 anchovy and 1 clove of garlic, and I also have some lemon zest. So all I'm gonna start doing is I'm gonna add just a tiny bit of salt. Obviously it doesn't need a lot of salt, just to kind of get the mashing going. And I'm just gonna mash this up here to make a paste, and the anchovy will disintegrate, and it's just gonna become delicious, amazing flavor. Okay, so that was super easy. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add half of a lemon. This is a lemon. In Taiwan, lemons are green, because I'm sure people will be curious about that. I'm gonna start off with half, and then I'll see how I like it. So I'll just give that a bit of a mix. Might wanna add more. Okay, I'm gonna add some pepper. I'm gonna go easy on the salt, just because I have a lot of salty ingredients going on in this remoulade, or whatever. I don't really know what to call this. I'll think about it after. I'm putting just a tiny bit of lemon zest in, not too much, maybe like half of a teaspoon, maybe half of this amount. Just kind of like blending it like this. And I'm gonna add some olive oil. That's about 2 tablespoons. And I'm just gonna give all of this a nice mix. Give it a little bit of a mash. Okay. Now I'm gonna just add all of this to this bowl. Need some more olive oil. I'm running out of olive oil here, I have to get more. Basically, make it your own consistency. If you like it more wet, add more olive oil. If you like it a little bit thicker. This is gonna go on top of the chicken Milanese, and it will just kind of cut the richness of it and like add something really light to it. So I'm gonna set this aside, and the flavors will nice and soft and cooked through, and I'm gonna add about 2 tablespoons of butter. Don't be shy. And I'm gonna add a good amount of salt and pepper. Now remember, these aren't potatoes, so cauliflower does not need as much salt as potatoes. And it's also going to be a little bit of a different texture, and that is perfect. I'm going to add a little bit of milk. This is whole milk. Just a dash, not too much. I'm also going to add some goat cheese. Mine's a little bit cold. If it seems too cold while you're mixing everything, you might need to turn on the heat again, just a little bit, just to get all the combination going. Okay, let's see how this does. Look at how similar to mashed potatoes that looks. Okay, let's have a little taste here. Wow. Can you see that? Oh, that is really good. I'm gonna add a little bit more salt. It is really good, honestly. It's a good alternative to mashed potatoes. I've never made it before, so I wasn't quite sure what to think, but I am very happy with it. And as long as you don't overdo it with the milk, the consistency should be similar. I'm gonna add some Pecorino cheese too. just to kind of give it a little bit of extra flavor. I think that will be freaking awesome. So I just added about 1/4 cup. Oh, there's my mashed cauliflower. I'm gonna set that aside for now. Okay, all I have there is 2 chicken breasts, and I butterflied them in half. They were pretty small chicken breasts, so I didn't bother to pound them, and also because I'm just feeling lazy right now. However, normally I would butterfly it open and pound it really thin. And when you do that and you bread it, first of all, it looks this huge, but it's really just like a small chicken breast. And it's really tender for chicken breast, because chicken breast can be kind of like dry. So I would highly recommend pounding it. All you do, I'm just being really lazy tonight, I'm not gonna lie. You take some kind of tool, something like this. You use the flat side. And I like to put a piece of plastic wrap over it. And when you pound, you don't just go straight down, you go like outward. Pound going outward in an outward motion. And it will get really nice and thin. And you know, any kind of like dry piece of meat that you have that you're quickly frying will like be nice and tender. Also, it cooks a lot faster. My pan is getting hot. You can add olive oil, you can add olive oil, butter. I'm just doing some olive oil and a little bit of lard because that's what I have. And my station over here, this is an egg beaten, some flour. These are some fresh breadcrumbs. Feel free to use dried breadcrumbs. And then I flavored it with like garlic and herbs and salt and pepper. And I put a bunch of fresh Pecorino cheese in there. That's important if you're making something like chicken Milanese, that there's like fresh grated cheese in it. Okay, so here we go. I'll show you what I'm doing in this station, and then it's gonna go over to the pan because the pan's nice and hot now. So I take the chicken breast that I lightly salt and peppered, and I dip it in the flour first. And since I'm just doing 2, I'm gonna use my hands. Once again, being lazy tonight. And then you dip it in the egg. Try to get some excess off. And then you very generously coat it in the breadcrumb. And with the fresh breadcrumb, you get a lot of coating. And fresh breadcrumb is super, super easy to do. Like, look at how much coating is on here. It's gonna be awesome. And then it goes straight to the pan. So I'm gonna cook these on this side probably for about, I'd say maybe at the most 4 minutes, and then I'm gonna flip it. So I'll see you back. Okay, time for the flip. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, beautiful. That is gonna be delicious. I'm gonna let this go maybe